All right, y'all. Welcome to Plutonya Talk. It is episode fucking 4. I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's,
Yes,
4.
episode 4, Plutonya Talk, where we have human-to-human conversations, human-to-human interactions. And we're here today with Avena, the fucking legend and one and only.
All these parking tickets, but you do not look fine, yeah. And you could have had me, now you can't have me, and now your hair's all puffed out, and it's looking nappy.
I'm your host, Yvng MC, and how are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling all right. How are you?
All right, a little nervy. You look
Yeah,
it's
a
all
little
good.
nervous.
It's okay. I'm feeling pretty good. I was nauseous as hell yesterday, and we were recovering from that because I think I got food poisoning.
Dude, from what?
I don't know. I be eating my fruits and vegetables, but I'm like, damn, a fruit or something must have been bad. Like, I don't know. But, okay. So, my first question that I like to ask people is, who are you, but you can't say job, hobbies, or what other people say about you? Who is Avena?
Oh.
It kind of starts a little OD. If you need time, just let me know.
Who am I?
Without saying job, hobbies, or what other people say.
I don't know. Like, what am I or who am I? Because I think, like, those are different.
You can say what? Yeah.
What am I? I would say, like, I'm like a star. I used not like I'm a star, but like
I'm a star.
I don't. I'm sorry, no, but like I don't know. I kind of have the belief that people, like human beings, like came from the universe, and I don't know, something about stars. I love stars. If I were to become like put my name out there, my middle name would be Star, like a Venus star.
Damn.
I think I told you this already, but
Damn.
yeah, it'd be
You
a
would
Venus
change
Star
it?
Marie, not legally.
Oh.
I wouldn't change it to Star legally because
Just in
Marie's pretty
general.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Avena Marie.
That's real. So is it just stars, or is it like
Well,
overall outside of
just
Earth
like the
shit?
universe, like you're part of the universe, you are your own higher power.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess more like who am I guess I would be my own god. Oh god.
Bro, she's
not to have a god
everything.
complex.
No,
I'm
literally
not,
don't. Yeah.
but like I don't know.
It's not like I'm a god and y'all aren't. It's just like, bro, we're all God. Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say?
Like you are your own savior,
Yeah.
basically. You can search for help in other things, but that's not part of the conversation. Who
That's
am
weird.
I without saying my job or like my name? Dog, I don't know.
I mean, it sounded like your answer was basically like everything. Like
Yeah.
you're.
I'm everything that I want to be and that I will be and that I have been.
So do you feel like you're pretty comfortable with who you are right now? Like you sound content,
No.
but you don't think so?
No. I have some happy aspects, but if there was like a magic way to like change exactly who I want to be right now, I would, but then like the work wouldn't be worth it when I'm older, hopefully.
Bars already. Okay. Okay. So what is like an example of one of the things that you're not very content with about yourself? It could be physical, it could be like internal, emotional. What is
It's
like,
honestly all of those, but like I guess like the biggest one for me is like I was actually just like in the car talking about this. I just feel like I'm so behind while everybody else my age like has something. Like some of them have kids. Some of them are like having their third year of college and like moving out. And it's like, yeah, everyone's at their own pace, but it feels like I am so behind. While like I know people my age don't have it figured out. Like they may look like it, but like
Yeah.
there's no way.
it's hard to push away that thought though of like, fuck, like am
I'm
I supposed to
behind.
be here right now? And other
Yeah.
people, yeah. Honestly, I've been feeling very similar, especially when I see like people our age or people that we went to school with, like interruption. But when I see those people
Podcast.
having kids and shit, like I don't know. I feel like I'm not at the
Not that I
emotional
want
maturity.
kids, but it's more of like, damn, like you're an adult. Like I am too. Like we both are adults, but it's also like, what am I doing?
Do you feel like you're not really ready?
Yeah, because it's like I'm already 19, but I'm also only 19. I mean, I'm
Facts.
20 in a month, but like I don't feel 20 years old.
Facts. That makes sense. Like, I thought about a lot about that when I was younger. Like, when I was like 13, 14, I remember seeing people that are 18, 19, 20 as like grown ass adults.
Like my sister, for example. Like
No,
you
she
know,
was definitely grown as hell, like in my brain at
she
the
is
time.
grown, so she's pregnant.
How old is she now? Like,
20. I want to say she turns 25 this year.
dude, even that though, like, because I work around a lot of like older people, like they be telling me like, bro, that's still young as fuck. Like they still
I
look at
know.
25 like, oh, you're a baby. Like once you're 30, that's when people are like, all right, you need to lock in. So I feel like it makes sense that those thoughts come in, but we just got to try to remind ourselves like in the grand scheme of things. We really are little
Like, you
as
have
shit,
your
bro.
whole life to live. But then it's like, I have my whole life to live, but like, could it end? Like, I should be doing something right now, like getting something together right now. But I don't.
That sounds like some anxious stuff. Like
It is, especially with like a whole bunch of other stuff happening
Of course.
in my life.
Of course. That makes sense. Damn. So, do you not feel as present, like, within yourself right now? Like, because the OG question was, like, about things you're not very, like, comfortable about yourself yet. Would you say, like, your position in life, like, presence, like, you don't feel like you're at where you want to be?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. I'm not where I want to be at all. Like, when I was 15, like, before, like, you know, like, pre-mom passing, I thought, like, by 20, I would be moved out. I would probably maybe be in school. I didn't want to be in school until last year, though. So maybe, like, be moved out and stuff like that. And, like, I don't know why, but I know for a fact when I was 15 and I was in, like, and I was with somebody else, I thought I was going to be married by then, like, by now.
Damn.
Which is crazy. I'm almost 20. I could never imagine getting married right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because, like, people who have, like completely no shame, like, it's all, like, theirs. But, like, people who are married and people who have kids at this age are, like, kind of, no, I don't want to say crazy in a rude way, but more of, like, damn, like, you have to be, like, you have to think about, like, what could possibly happen. Children are expensive. Babies are
And
expensive.
emotionally,
Dude,
just the emotional
mentally.
tax, yeah.
And it's like, I know a lot of people, like, just got out of high school and then, like, just got pregnant. It's like, that's your whole life. Like, you can't just, like, back out.
That's at least a bare minimum 18-year commitment. Like,
It's not even just 18. It's that kid's entire life as long as you're with
facts,
them.
facts.
They could still be 30 years old and still living in your basement. And that was like,
And needing your help and
dude,
needing
you could have
guidance
been
and
30 years
stuff.
old with your first kid, but you were 18 with your first kid.
Yeah.
And, like, some people want that, but, like, dude, I could never imagine.
I'm very glad that I'm not a young parent because my mom was 19 when I was born.
That's crazy.
So she was 18 when
She had a mod.
Yeah, and 18 pregnant with me. So, like, she was a very
Back to
young
back.
mom. Yes, back to back. Shout out to mom. But yeah, so I just can't imagine it. I'd be thinking of that perspective all the time. I'd be like, damn, bro, like, I just don't feel ready right now. But that might be one of those things, like, you were talking about shaving your head. I want to get into that too.
Dude, yeah.
I feel like you're never ready,
Until you just do it.
but there's a balance with it because you don't want to be too reckless. Like, you're literally creating a life.
Yeah.
But at the same point, like, you could end up waiting your whole life. Like, you're like 35, 40, damn near menopause coming soon. And you're like, damn, I don't think I'm still ready to have a kid. And I don't know.
No, that's okay, but, like, you either find out you want a kid super early or you don't. Because there's going to be a time where you can't have children for how old you get or, like, something that could happen.
Facts.
Anyway, but that wasn't part of the question. I guess, like, how I'm unhappy with myself right now, more also into, like, the mental part and, like, the emotional. Like, I wish I could carry my emotions better. Because, I mean, I'm a strong believer that, like, if you're upset, you're upset. Like, it hurts because it matters to you, despite what it is. But, like, I wish I could, like, handle strong emotions better instead of, like, I don't want to say overreacting, because it's not overreacting. I'm genuinely upset about it. But, like, I don't know, react better.
Sometimes there's ways you react that aren't as productive. Like, if you're angry, for example, there's a way to, like...
There's no need to yell if it's not going to... Like, you still have to solve the problem. Yelling isn't going to do anything.
Bro, that's low-key quotable moment. You still have to solve that problem.
You really do, though. Like, if you're going to be mad, like, scream, cry, whatever you're going to do. But, like, you still got to do the issue. Like, you're still going to have to deal with it. And screaming and crying in the moment, it's not, like, makes you feel better. But, like, you still have to get through it despite you being upset. And that goes for really any situation. Like, if you're mad at your partner, mad at your friend, or whatever it may be, you still have to eventually talk about it.
Facts.
And if you don't talk about it and you let it build up, then one day it's going to, like, tumble over.
Oh, of course. I'm sure it's, like, a balance thing, too. Because you don't want to, like, immediately when you're running into, like, a negative emotion, like anger or sadness or something, you don't want to immediately be like, all right, how can I solve this? But you also don't want to dwell into it for too long. So finding that midpoint type, I get that. I mean, we're all struggling with that, I feel like. Like, I don't know. I don't handle my emotions the greatest still. Shout out to therapy, though. We gonna get that
for
therapy
real.
soon.
Or, like, just taking a step back and be like, damn, I got mad over that. I've had that happen to me more than, like, not. Where it's like, damn, I got mad as fuck. Like, I don't know if you're gonna get this, but like a lot of times when girls are like doing their hair and it doesn't work out, I just start hitting myself with the fucking brush.
Oh my God.
Like, I promise you, a lot of girls do it.
Oh my God. We got an audience right now for those
It's just,
that
oh,
don't
do you
know.
do that?
Jesus
It's like,
Christ.
damn.
That's not okay.
Like, it's so, like, that's so common, but like still, it's
Damn.
like, am I really getting this pressed over not being able to do my hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. But
So
like,
you wish you weren't doing all that, like.
over that such a small thing. Like, I have other issues to worry about, to
That
be
makes
honest.
sense. That makes sense.
Not that it isn't bothersome, but it's like I could be putting my energy towards like other shit.
I mean, I do think that's like the big cheat code, though, of like living life in general, is just learning how to maneuver through your emotions and shit, like in
Yeah.
the most productive way. So I get that, and I want to be on the same page, my boy. I don't get angry that much, but I be like,
Dude, that's such a cool. Like, I wish that was me.
Yeah,
I wish
mean,
that was me.
Okay.
I have my father's anger.
No, the lore of why I don't get angry that much is it's not because like I learned how to not be angry. I just like grew up in the abusive environment where I wasn't allowed to be angry. So I like program my brain where whenever I'm angry, I like start self-hating and
That's
shit.
so unfortunate.
So yeah, so
I
it's still
kinda
not
have that,
desirable.
too.
You be on that?
Yeah, I'd be on that too. Sorry, I was looking at the flowers.
No, it's okay. Shout out to the motherfucking flowers. For those that don't know, we got the audience in the back. We got my partner in the back. We got Avena's partner in the back. So just to let y'all know for the future. So the next one I wanted to get into, it was in conjunction with what you said before.
Yeah.
About not being very comfortable with where you're at in life right now. I can imagine that it's even more so because you dropped out
Dude.
when you were like 15.
No, that's crazy. I dropped out when I was 16. It was No. I think I was 17, actually.
Okay.
So it
But
was
after freshman year, right?
It was junior year. It was 2021 in December of 2021. I dropped out of high school.
Damn.
Yeah, but really I was skipping class like that. So like I guess technically I dropped out of sophomore
You
year.
were slowly
but I
fading out.
went to school junior year and I had classes that I was supposed to be passing, but I just couldn't do it. Dead ass.
How was that for you?
It
Like,
was humbling. It was honestly really embarrassing because, like, well, when I did in the moment, it wasn't embarrassing until I, like, realized, like, a couple years later. Like, I don't really have this feeling anymore, but when I was, like, first telling people, like, if I'm in school or not, because, like, I had jobs, and people would be like, oh, like, how old are you? Like, are you in school? And obviously, when you tell your coworker that you're 16, they're going to ask, like, what school you go to.
Facts.
And, like, I'm like, oh.
Damn.
I never really knew how to answer that question because, like, I didn't really like lying about it because I think that's even more cringe to say that you're not a dropout.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was like, did you ask me a question? I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
no, you're okay. So I asked just how like you felt about that.
Yeah.
Like how was the experience of dropping out at such a at that age, and especially you were in the middle of high school. I thought you were a freshman, so I thought you
No.
just started.
No.
But you were in the middle of the
I had to
experience.
finish.
Had some kind of friends. Yeah.
Well, kinda. I didn't really have any friends, and I
Not
like
at that time.
I had coworkers, and I had friends like Jocelyn,
Mm-hmm.
but she wasn't living here when I left, so it's like I don't count her. So nobody from my high school from Vista reached out after I dropped out, and I had what I thought were friends like in class I would hang out
Yeah.
with, but like nobody. No, I don't think anybody knew. Like I remember a couple of months later, my friend like Chris Crocker texted me or something, and he was like, "Oh, like where'd you go?" And I was like, "Oh, I went online," which isn't a lie. I did transfer online. He was like, "Oh, I figured," but after that, nobody from school texted me. It's like in the moment, it was definitely like, "Damn, bro, no one cares." And then I had this like realization, like, okay, like why do I care if they don't care? And like I did
Yeah.
care for a minute. For a hot minute, I was
It's
like,
natural,
nobody.
shit.
But like how I felt doing it, it was honestly kind of like giving up. Like I do want to say now, I in the moment it felt like I didn't have a choice, and I did and I don't. Like some people would say I did, and I did have a choice. Like I could have pushed through, but it was so hard, dude.
Yeah.
I was missing like over 12 credits, and I
Damn.
needed to get them done by like the end of my senior year.
Yeah.
And I knew I couldn't at all. Like at all, there's no way.
Damn.
And like on top of like a relationship that I was in at the time, and like with like my mom's passing and everything, it was like school was not on my mind
So
in the slightest.
do you feel like overall you were more happy with leaving school, or are you still like a little iffy about it? Like you don't know if you
I
should've?
still am kind of iffy about it. I do wish I graduated, or at least like got a diploma. Maybe not like at that specific high school.
Yeah.
But now that I'm trying to go to college and I have to get my GED, it's like kind of, I don't want to say it's like so hard, but like obviously somebody who graduated high school would be able to go to
Facts.
college immediately. But now I have to take extra steps, which like in the long end it was my fault. That's why I dropped out. But also it's like I just know if I kept doing that, if I tried to stay in school, it would have been the same result, just like a little bit different.
Facts.
I probably would have been held back.
I just think school was never really your thing.
It was never my thing.
'Cause
It's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for the people that don't know, I've known you since 6th grade.
That's crazy. That's a whole decade.
That is. I was literally like,
You were 11 years old.
11, 12. And you've always been on that. I remember you was failing like shit.
Dude, well, not that I can't do my classes. It's just like I hate the way the teaching process is.
Yeah.
At least at the schools that we went to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure about Sand Creek, but or your high school.
The school
maybe
I went to,
shouldn't be dropping your name like that.
That's okay. That's okay.
But like, and I would try, but like, the fuck am I learning about this shit for? Like, I don't care.
You just didn't.
And like, I don't even remember half the shit that I was taught. Like, that's how unimportant it felt to me, that like I can get through my life obviously without like everything that I was taught.
Facts.
And then obviously that will change when I'm in college. I'm like studying what could potentially be the future of my life. Like, that's
Literally.
different to me. But
And we're like two different perspectives on it, because I was low-key the person in school that was like very involved and like very.
yeah, you were with it. Like, you were like everywhere. Like, not that you were popular, but like
I
you had
meant
your
more
shit together.
academically. I meant more.
No, yeah, for
academically,
sure. That's what I'm
like-
saying too. Like, you had a great relationship with like teachers and stuff like that. At least in Skyview, you did.
Yeah, and that did continue. That did continue like further on in high school and stuff. But it's just interesting how we both had such different experiences during, but after we could both relate on the fact that like none of that shit mattered, and like I don't remember shit that I learned, even though I cared
Literally.
about it more. So that's bruh. That I was curious about it because I just wondered how it was like being at the age that you were.
I had a
leaving
lot of
school.
free time.
I mean,
I was
like too
lonely.
much. Do you feel like you had too much
Yeah,
free time?
well, that's like, I mean, the most free time I had was like probably like when like my mom passed away. But like after high school, and like I had a job pretty soon after, but it was lonely because like I didn't have anybody. I couldn't just like go hang out
Facts.
because like all my friends would either be one, like not my friends, or two, like in school or something.
Or other states, like
Yeah,
not
others
even
like
over
Jocelyn
here.
and Aya, and then yeah.
So you've dove on the topic a couple times. I don't mean to start the thing too heavy, but can you talk more about like your mom passing and how
Yeah.
that's been, like experiencing it young?
Dude, like, I honestly, just like right off the bat, I would honestly feel this way even if it happened to me now. But I was 15 when she died, and it was September 12th, 2020. And like, it was like peak COVID. It was the start of my sophomore year, and I was all online. All of it was online. So I wasn't going to school at all. And she passed away like super suddenly, like overnight type shit. And like, I'm being so casual, but it was horrible. I'm just like on used to talking about it.
Of course.
I wasn't home when she passed away. I was actually at my boyfriend's at the time's house, like his like dad's house. So like I had to find out over the Ring camera. Actually, crazy enough, and I wasn't like the Ring, but it was like the cameras that we had in our house.
Of course.
Anyway, so like how I felt, or like how that like affected me.
Yeah, I just wanted you to like elaborate more on that experience. Like, first off, what was it like from the camera or whatever? Like was it like a person that came to your house to tell you? Like,
No.
what was that experience?
So I was at the like sitting in the living room of like the house I was at, and my sister called. She like texted me on Snapchat, and she was like, "Oh, I'm about to call you like real quick." And she was visiting, like just visiting randomly. And so I'm like, all right. And then she never called me. So I'm like checking the Ring because it was like going off. And I saw on the front door that like, or not the Ring, it was like the camera that we had inside the house. And I saw the front door like opening and closing. And I was like, oh shit, when my dogs got hit by a car. Like the first thought in my brain was like, my dog got hit or something like that. Like you would never expect it would be like something crazy like your mom dying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I checked the other camera, and it was in the basement, and the way that my house was laid out was, like, the basement was my parents' room, so there was a camera in their room, but it was, like, only, like, the door and, like, the bathroom door and everything. And there was, like, a body laying on the ground. Cops surrounded. My grandma, like, some other people were around. I'm like, is there a homeless person in the house? I don't know why I thought that. That sounds so stupid now.
Yeah.
But I really thought that, like, somebody broke in. It was, like, 2 p.m. on a Saturday. So, like, that sounds stupid as fuck. But
no, but you were just, like, it's just absurd.
I was
like,
also 15, so I was, like, I was not thinking, like, the worst. I was thinking, like, something silly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the cop moved out of the frame, and I saw it was, like, my mom's body. I didn't see her face, but I saw it was her body. So I'm, like, texting my sister. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why is mom on the floor? And I thought maybe she, like, passed out or something.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she kind of did, but... And then my sister, like, comes and picks me up. And then, like, this is how I, like, really knew that, like, my mom was, like, dead. I opened the door because it's my grandpa's truck and, like, my sister, like, picking me up. And I'm like, is she breathing? And she goes, no. And, like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we were, like, in, like, that doorway for, like, a couple of minutes. In my ex's house, by the way. Yeah. He wasn't even there. Jesus. He was with some other chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure, he said that she was lesbian, but I'm pretty sure she was cheating on me. Anyway, so then we get home, and then, like, we go downstairs to the basement, and, like, dude, seeing a dead body is crazy. Like, a lot of people say it's, like, oh, they're just sleeping, and it does look like they're sleeping, but, like, it's different. It's not just, like, having their eyes closed.
Knowing the context
yeah,
probably adds, like, so many layers.
It's it's crazy. And it's, like, so different, like, from animals, too. Like, an animal, you can kind of tell when an animal's, like, about to pass. But like, with humans, it's, like, crazy.
How did you, like, or how did she pass? Do you know? Like,
Kinda. I kind of know. I never really read her obituary before or anything like that. Or her obituary.
Just the details on it?
Yeah, her autopsy. Basically, though, it was a mix of a heart attack, and then a mix of an overdose, and then a mix of an allergic reaction. Damn. The overdose was not on purpose, though. Just to put that out there, she did not, because she got up that morning. She was awake, like 4 hours before she died, which is crazy to think about.
Damn.
Which is actually crazy.
Like, woke up in the hospital?
No, we were at home.
So she woke back up from passing out, and then...
Well, no, she didn't pass out. She woke up that morning because she was going to come get me at 3.
Yeah.
And it was Saturday, so I said Friday night. And she was texting me the night before that she's going to come pick me up. And she got up in the morning to, like, let my dogs out, smoke a cigarette real quick, get a Coke. That's what she did.
Yeah.
That was her, like, little routine. And according to my dad, like, she laid back down, and then she, like, sat up in her sleep. Like, she, like, sat up and, like, rolled on top of him, and then she apparently, like, he knew something was wrong.
Damn.
And I wasn't home. My brother was, so that's when they called the cops. My brother was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But how she died, it's like I said, it was an overdose, allergic reaction, stuff like that. She was allergic to penicillin, and penicillin is, like a pretty common ingredient in medicines. Now, I don't know for sure if she actually took penicillin or not, but, like, if I were to assume that's what it would be.
Yeah.
But I also think her doctor might have given her a bit of a big overdose.
Fuck.
But she's been taking the same medicine since I was, like, 8 or 9. So that's why we didn't, like, think anything of it. But what's crazy, though, like, I was actually just, like, looking through my texts the other day. I still have all of our texts together. She was, like, I hate to, like, say it, and I low-key might break down, but, like, I think she knew that she was gonna die. I'm pretty sure because, like, a couple of days, like, maybe, like, a week and a half before her death, she was asking for, like, a heart monitor to, like, read your heart rate, and we have them because I have asthma.
Yeah.
And, like, it took me a minute to go get it for her because I was, like, doing something, and she was like, it's whatever, no one cares in this house. And then, like, a couple of days before, she was saying her stomach was crackling.
Damn.
And, like, looking back at it, I think it was, like, the medicine getting mixed up in her. So I definitely feel hella guilty because, like, I mean, I didn't pick this up when I was 15, but, like...
Well, of course, it's not your, you know...
It's not my... Not that it's, like, not my responsibility, but, like...
You didn't know.
She didn't even know, I don't think. I think she probably would have taken herself to the hospital if she knew something was wrong. Because, like, when somebody dies, like... It's kind of going off topic here, but, like... I think, like, the hardest part about death is, like, the realizations. Like, realizing that they're never going to come back. Like, they're never going to, like, hear their favorite song again, eat their favorite food, like see their kids again.
Yeah.
And like my mom didn't know what she left when she died. Like she has absolutely like that's what I'm saying. She knew what would have happened if she passed away. She would have never like I think she would have flipped her life around if she saw like what my life is right now, like what my dad's life is right now.
Oh shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Damn. Because you talked about like conversations that you guys have had.
Like my dad and I?
No, you and your mom.
Yeah.
Is there a conversation that sticks out that you've like revisited? Do you revisit a lot of them or like?
Well, a lot of my child memories, I don't really have my parents in them, but like another crazy thing is, it might have also been the night before she died or maybe like that weekend, but she calls me while I was at the boyfriend's house.
Yeah.
And we were like mid-argument, so he slammed the door on me actually, and I was sitting out front of the door like a fucking weirdo, like crying over him. She calls me, and she was like randomly, and we never call. Like I thought something was up here. And she was like, if there was a clone of me, what would you say? Like make sure you knew it was me. And I thought it was really random, but then I was like, oh, like I don't know. And we had this inside joke about elephants, and she was like, well, you would say elephant. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, because like she would say it funny. I'd say it like elefante.
Damn.
So
real.
like. And then she was like, yeah, that's what you would say to make sure it was me. You'd say elefante. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, like, she was like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. Love you. And then hangs up. And then, like, she died the next day. It might have been, like, a couple of days before, but I'm pretty sure
it was just really close.
I'm pretty sure it was the night, like that Friday night.
Do you think that was the last convo you had, or do you remember?
It was our last phone call, but our last conversation was pretty... I think I was mad at her because she was telling me to get my grades up. Actually,
yeah.
So like one of our last conversations, like good and bad, because I was mad at her.
Yeah.
The last time we texted, like our last chat, was like me saying okay, like the letters.
Yeah.
And it was irritating, because I was upset about her telling me to get my grades up.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure you have your own feelings regarding that being like that convo and stuff, but no one could have like predicted that. No one
knew. Like she was even working the night before. Like she was doing her job. And everything. And so she got food on the way home. Like, no one would have thought that she was going to die.
Of course. And that's crazy because I met your mom very briefly. But we all went to Sky Zone, I think.
For my 12th birthday.
For
Yeah,
your
you were
12th
there.
birthday.
Maud was there. Ray was there. My parents
12.
were there. It was crazy.
I still remember like what she looks like, so that's kind
I
of...
look just like her.
You do. I don't think I've ever seen your dad, so I can't really compare it that much.
You've seen my dad?
Just not. I just don't remember it as much. Like I remember
really
how your
like
mom
him.
looked more.
Yeah, I definitely have. I think I would say I have like my dad's eyes, but I've heard I have my mom's. But I don't know. But the bangs look just like hers.
Facts, bro. She did have.
I look just like her.
Damn. Okay, you don't have to answer this one if you don't want to. But what do you think she would think of who you are so far, like after dealing with that?
To be honest,
if she's watching from some place, like what do you think?
Like if she was say she was still passed away.
Yeah, like she's passed away, but let's say she's watching like right now, like from heaven or something. Like, what do you think she'd be thinking of you? Right
I would
now?
Honestly, like she would still be proud of me, especially for like how many jobs I've gotten and the fact that I'm thinking about going back to school. I can drive now and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I would honestly say that she would probably be quite disappointed as well, and like probably upset at like, the way I handle situations, but I don't think it would be like mad. It would more be like from like a parent point of view. It's like you didn't go to school.
Nah, I don't.
You dropped out.
I think she'd be so proud of overcoming that. I know you're not fully there yet. I don't imagine that you're fully there yet. But just like having that happen so young is like such a big weight that you probably had to like hold.
Yeah.
So I can imagine no matter what mistakes you've made since then or what errors or whatever, I'm sure overall she'd look at you and be like, bro, look at
I would
where
think
she's
that
at.
too. Like seeing how I handle it better than, not that I handle it better than most people, but
W flex.
recently at least it's more been like I've kind of like came accepting of it, that like it could have happened now, it could have happened when I was 10, like 15 was just when it happened, but unfortunately death can happen at any point in time for anybody. People say I was too young, and like yeah, I guess I was too young to go through that, but like it's honestly just like when people's parents go to jail, like they're too young for that too, but it could happen at any age.
Facts.
And it's hard regardless. But
Do you think you view life differently now?
Yeah,
Not
for
life
sure.
in just like, oh, life, but like living people, like when you look at people, do you think you view them differently now? Or
Kinda.
yourself?
I would say like I view like the people closest to me differently because it's like, how would I react if you died right now? Like I don't know, like it'd be crazy. But like I guess like life is valuable. Like you have to really, not that like you have to live your life. I kind of hate that. Like live your life. Like
Yeah.
be bored. Get depressed. Like you kind of have to be humbled. Not that I would wish anything upon anybody, but like you're gonna go through it one day, and like not that you should prepare yourself and like think the worst, like oh shit my mom's gonna die, but more of like oh like how would I react if something were to happen
Just
to me.
be, like, no matter what form it is that what you're trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
just being, whether it happens to be that you're sad, whether it happens to be that you're bored, not, you know, when I look, you don't like to live your life thing too, because that just like
That gives
romanticizes
the
every
impression.
minute.
Yeah, it also gives the impression of like you have to be doing something 24/7.
Facts.
And like you don't have to be like in school, have a great job to be happy. I mean,
Do you think there's moments where you're bored, where you're like, this is kind of nice? Like, I'm glad that I can be bored in my house, like on the phone, as opposed to like something else, for example?
well, like honestly, I also compare it to like how my life would be if I was like a working adult. Like, doom scrolling on my phone in bed until 2 p.m. Like, I'm gonna miss that when I'm like 30. And what if I have kids and I can't do that anymore?
Facts.
What if I have a full-time job and like I have to like do all this? So it's like, yeah, it is boring, and I do sometimes wish I was doing something. But like it's nice every like once in a while to like sit down and like doom scroll.
Just to be on that
And then
type
I
shit,
didn't
yeah.
really answer your question before
okay.
about like how do I feel, like how do I view other people
Yeah.
since my mom's passing. It's definitely like it's mostly the same, but also it's like I said, like oh like what if you died? What if he died? Like what am I gonna do?
You just
so-
have a background thought of like the more of the mortality question.
Yeah.
Like, it just death is more real now.
Yeah, and also like sometimes I want to tell my friends that like be nice to your parents and be nice to anybody, but like I wish I had. I mean, I have a father, but I'm saying like I wish I had a pair of parents, and I wish I treated them nicer than I did. So it's like when people say, "Oh, I hate my mom," I'm like, "No, you don't."
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't.
There might be something you got to work through, but like ultimately, like there's still love there, like on both ends.
Yeah,
Like, you
unless
might
she's
have
like
a-
horrible, like anybody's a horrible actual person.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, also be careful with what you say, because it's like ever since my mom died, I also feel like I'm like, not that I like manifested her dying, but like I thought about it a couple weeks before she died. I was like, I wonder how my life would be if she died.
I don't think you manifested.
I don't think I
just-
did either, but that guilt's always back there. And
Yeah.
now when I say shit like, oh, I hate my dad, I'm like, wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. There's no way.
I can see how that could be a positive, though. That I get that, and I don't have a lot of experience with death. We've talked about this before, but I don't have a lot of experience with it, so I genuinely be very just curious about it, and I'm aware of my ignorance on it. So
Yeah, it's
like,
hard.
if there's any questions that I've ever brought up about it, or even in this convo, that was like that was a little insensitive. Just like, let me know.
No,
'cause
you've been good the whole time.
I really don't know shit about shit
No,
right
you've
now.
been good.
Okay. That's real. Well, Bet, I appreciate you for talking about that stuff, because I know that was probably just like,
I could keep going. I can say like the funeral home thing, dude. I could keep going.
I mean, no, I'm not saying it like, oh, let's switch it up to where like we can get back to it, but
Yeah, we can come
before
back to it later.
before we get back to that, I wanted to ask what inspired the name change, because you used to go by something else.
I
and
went by
now
my
you're
birth
Avena.
name. Yeah. So for like starters, I really thought my birth name like wasn't me. Like I don't look like that in my
Yeah.
opinion. At least now. Maybe when I was like 12, I
Yeah.
probably did. But like and like as I got older too, it's also like damn, like do I have to have the same name my whole life? Like no way. And like kind of back to like my mom, I was so lonely that like I was like actively going on games like that, like
Yeah.
gaming. I was really into VR chat, which is such like a degenerate game to love. Like it's so cringe.
Degenerate game is funny.
It is. It's so like Discord mod. Like it's not a good game to enjoy.
It low key do VR. It's all good.
VR
I ain't
chat's
gonna
crazy.
judge. I ain't gonna judge.
Anyway, and like I always grew up not like I grew up knowing that putting your name on the internet is already bad as it is. And like I already had my birth name everywhere, but like I wanted to change my name, and I was kind of on iFunny when I was a kid like that, and on iFunny my name is Gladiator, and that came from a YouTuber actually, Sam Gladiator. So like the whole lore of my name is essentially a giant reference to like, well, the actual reference is to Supernatural, but it really is to this YouTuber named Sam Gladiator. But the name change is one, I don't feel like my birth name really suits who I am, and like it's so basic. It's so fucking basic. I don't like it at all.
I get it though.
It's so basic. You have a cool first name. I don't want to hear it. Dude,
bro,
Moses? What kind of god name is that?
Bro, growing up, I was so like upset about my name, bro. Like I wanted to have the simple name. Like I just felt like alienated because remember being in class, I felt like people got extra attention when it'd be like, oh yeah, that's Jacob L and that's Jacob R. Like I didn't like that extra attention, so I was like, bro, like I just wish I was a fucking Jacob or some shit, bro. But it's interesting hearing the other perspective.
It's crazy because I have like, I'm the only one that I've met myself with my birth name. I've met another like 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
Like in school, I was the only one.
I knew a lot, so there would be confused like,
crazy.
Bro, my contacts for like you and other people.
You released, and I was like, "Is this about me?" And you're like, "No, it's not about you."
I did name. That's what I'm saying. I knew a lot, so each one of the birth names that I have in my contacts, I had like a different emoji for, or I put
What's
like.
my emoji?
Yours, you low-key had an interesting name, but it was like kind of like petty at the time. I put Gladiator Thought.
I remember that.
But that's aside the point. That's aside the point.
Anyway, but also my name change was originally my name, which is so cringe to say out loud because I almost went by this at school, was gonna be Moosey.
I think I remember you posting that though.
It was so fucking cringe.
What inspired Avena? Like, what's the lore behind that?
Oh, the lore. It's kind of a long story. The lore behind Avena specifically. So the name Avena, I made it up myself, but apparently it means oatmeal in Spanish.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oatmeal.
Literally oat. I didn't know that, but I wanted something celestial and like star, like the whole star thing. And I was like, well, you can name a star and like send it into like NASA and they'll name it for you. And I was like, all right, I'll do Avena. I didn't do that though. I never did that. And then like it wasn't until last year, like this is honestly like almost a year old of my name being Avena. It's always been Av.
Facts.
And Av, shortened for Avena, comes from avoid, like avoid Moosey, like my gamer tag. Facts. And then the Moosey came from Supernatural, which is a TV show.
Real as hell.
Yeah. So like really, my whole name is a Supernatural reference, unfortunately.
Hey, if it's good, it's good, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck
it's good. And like I almost went by Moosey, which like looking back at it is so fucking cringe. Like it's
That's okay,
silly.
though.
It's okay. I mean, I went by worse.
I think I remember you posting that, and I was like, I don't want to call you Moose.
No, I'm so glad nobody did, because like I used to think it was like because they didn't like me. But like it's because that's a stupid fucking name. Like that is
you can't
so
shorten
dumb.
it that well. Like Moo. What's up, Moo? My nigga Moo.
No, like that's your online name. Like I can't be going by that in real life.
That makes sense.
So then after I left school, that's when I was going by just Avoid, which honestly it is tougher than Moosey. It's still a little cringe, but it's tougher than Moosey.
It is. And then I remember like, Av.
Yeah,
and then the Avena kind of came like out of nowhere for me. But I fucks with the name though. I think the name is like suits you better, I think it's like a cool name. I've never seen another person named Avena. So.
Dude, you know what's crazy though? I've already met 2 people that go by Av. Well, with my birth name, I didn't meet them for years. Damn. So like at work, my old job, there was this barista. She wasn't there very long though. Her name was Ava, and she was going by Av.
Oh shit.
So I got her name tag when she quit.
Damn.
Yeah. And like a lot of people are like this one to, oh my god, at the resort I was working at, there was this manager and she was like, what kind of name is Av? It's only 2 letters. And like I sometimes get comments like that still.
I feel like it's main character shit, bro.
It is main character shit.
AV, bro.
Like AV, and people will say I should put an E at the end of it, so it's like Av, like Avenue. Nah. But like I like the 2 letters, like AV.
That's like what other name has just 2 letters or nickname? Like Unless people call me Mo. That's okay. A pet
Aiden
peeve.
calls you that.
That nigga better stop that shit.
Aiden texts you.
He better stop that shit, bro. Like, I'd rather be called...
He called you Big Mo in the group chat earlier today.
No, Big Mo is different, though. Big Mo is different. But just straight Mo, like, what's up, Mo? I'd be like, ugh, like, don't call me that, bro.
That'd be
Okay.
crazy.
But even, that's what my siblings call me.
That's
so that's
cute, though.
that's fire.
That's
but
your little siblings, though.
just Mo?
Mo.
Nah, that ain't the vibe. But, bet, fucking, the other question I wanted to get into was, what are your thoughts on, like, self-harm / I know that was a crazy switch. But it was important. It was important for me to ask you that.
Okay.
Just because I thought you'd have an interesting perspective on it.
I do, yeah.
Self-harm / suicide.
Dude, so, well, right off the bat, I attempted suicide. Didn't fucking work. So, gave up after that.
Damn.
Apparently, eating like 20 ibuprofens does not kill you. It just gives you a wicked tummy ache. Dude,
Shout out to the
wicked tummy ache. Oh shit! It's already been 45 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude.
That's our 45-minute reminder to
No.
just kind of seal things up
Oh my
here
God,
shortly.
okay.
But
Well, I can answer this question real quick.
yeah, no,
But
you don't
like-
have to make it quick. I want to hear what your perspective is
Okay.
on it.
Yeah, self-harm and like suicide. The first time I like cut my wrist, I think I was in 5th grade, but like it was kind of a trend, which sounds so stupid.
It was,
and it's not a trend.
yeah.
Don't be doing that shit for trends. But it was in 5th grade, like it was mostly like my class, but like the entire 5th grade was like cutting themselves.
Damn.
And like at first I did it as a joke to blend in. And then I
Damn.
started doing it for realsies. And I was like, hey, you know what? This is kind of fun. I mean, it's kind of like getting tattoos, but like at least it's pretty and not a giant,
Yeah.
like a bunch of slices on your arm.
Yeah.
And then it honestly kind of picked up in Well, I stopped cutting my wrist, period. I haven't done that since 5th grade. I don't like the visuals of it, personally,
Yeah.
for me.
No one's like the visuals of it, by the way.
No, I hope no. Yeah, exactly. But
You just said that so nonchalantly. Like, I don't really like how that looks. But no,
some
yeah.
people do.
Keep going,
Some people
keep
fucking
going.
do.
They do, but I can't judge them. But
Yeah.
please don't do it.
No, for real. And then I remember like I would take like actual like shaving razors, like it was like 5-blade ones, and I would do it like on like my hip dips. So I
Damn.
used to be mad insecure about those, actually. Stupid insecure about those. And after a while it stopped just like by itself. I got tired of doing it, really. I got too lazy to do it. So
you
that's
never-
why I stopped doing it.
You never had like an addiction though, like
No, it was like I had to. I found release in it. It was more of like it's kind of like getting high for the first couple of times. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I like this feeling, but obviously those are two different things.
Of course, no.
And then like suicide, like it's scary. I mean, I've never lost anybody to suicide before, but like it's a real thing.
Facts.
And I've only attempted that once, and it was a pussy attempt too. Like I could have done better.
Pussy attempt?
I could have done better.
Was it pill? Do you mind talking about? Like, was it
Yeah,
pills?
it wasn't anything really that deep. I kind of sometimes forget it. To me, it's deep, period.
Yeah.
But it was like, I want to say it was like November, maybe December of 2020. So it was like just a couple of months before, like, or after my mom died.
Yeah.
And like, I like just got broken up with. Dude, that's crazy.
Facts.
When you broke up with me, that's crazy. Anyway,
Fuck that nigga.
and like I was like, all right, like like technically what would happen if I took these? And I googled it, so I kind of already had the impression that I knew it wasn't gonna be anything serious, because like everything on Google said that it was gonna be like a tummy ache, or like you might have to get your stomach pumped.
So you took a lot of ibuprofen, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how many, but it was like a pretty massive handful.
Jesus Christ, bro. Damn.
I don't want to say it was more than like 30 though. It was not like a massive handful, but like I just scooped that shit up, and whatever fit in my hand was what I was taking.
Well, I'm glad it didn't fucking
No, I am
work.
too,
I'm glad
yeah.
it wasn't successful.
I
but
definitely still have thoughts about it though. Not of me like actively being suicidal or depressed, but more of like, all right, you know, if I died right now, I don't have to do responsibilities later. But
that
that's-
does make sense though. That
I
it's
have a
still a
crazy-
concerning thought. I
It
feel like it
is.
still is something that
Yeah.
needs work. But I have those too, where it's like when things get hard, that's where I'm like, maybe if I just wasn't here.
Like who would care? Who will care? People care.
It's called being passively suicidal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which is still important.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
like, look at.
And like I've honestly like I saw this post one time. I don't remember if it was like a TikTok or not, but it was like this post of like, bro, don't kill yourself. You'll die one day. Just wait it out. And like low key, that's kind of a good way to go about it. Cause like, yeah, you can just kill yourself now, but like you're gonna die one day. Just see how your life goes.
That is like the most dude-ass way I've ever heard it worded. But
I also have a
kinda fucks
different
with
one.
it, though.
I have a different one too, because it's like if you killed yourself today, like you're not gonna experience your life ever again. Like I grew up in the 2000s. The 2000s will never come back. Like if I were to get reincarnated or like whatever and spawn back into like a human, like I'm not gonna have my favorite band because they'll be however old they will be,
Facts.
and then like obviously I'm not gonna have my life. I'm not gonna remember it, but like. I have so many things that I've lived that I can't get back. I also, like, I love nostalgia, but I hate growing up. You know?
I can make that into a song. I ain't gonna lie, I might steal that shit.
Dude,
But,
you're gonna steal that?
yeah, I might steal that shit. But no, that's real as fuck though.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I agree though. I do like nostalgia, but I don't overly obsess with it because I also really like where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Like I kind of fucks with the future and shit too. Like I'll be excited about futuristic shit, but
Yeah.
I get the not growing up shit because every year, low key, recently for my birthday, I'd be like, like it's kind of scary. It's not like,
there.
I'm getting, and I'm about to turn 21 in like 4 months.
That's
but
crazy.
I'm not even like excited about 21 because niggas be excited about it for like the drinking or whatever. I'm not even excited about that because I don't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's just like another year
Well,
in
you
my
can
brain.
you can rent cars now in hotel rooms at 21.
I don't want to fucking rent no damn car, bro. Like, yeah, bro. L aging.
Dude, I'm nervous. Because, like, also back to, like, when my mom died, it definitely felt like a part of me died with her and that, like, I'll always be 15. That's when she died.
Facts.
It's crazy.
I can see that. I remember you saying that. I don't... Again, I'm sorry that you had to experience that so early because we're all going to experience it at one point, but...
It's unfortunate. And I don't want to scare people and be like, your mom's going to die. But it's just also, like... I don't know, like, you're gonna die one day. Your dog, your whatever you have, parent, mom, sibling,
it's kind of
friend.
morbid, yeah, but...
It's really morbid, and it's like, you can't avoid it at all. You have to go through with it at one point.
I think maybe it's okay to have some thoughts like that. Like, oh, damn, my mom is gonna... I think it might be okay to a certain extent because it brings you back to the present.
Yeah.
Like, to be like, damn, maybe I should go see them right now. Like,
Yeah.
there's that one person that I've been avoiding talking to. I should go talk to them because what if they're not here tomorrow? Like, I think it might be important to have thoughts like that. Now that
It's
you
also
said
important to have that thoughts for yourself, too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, yeah, like, I know I just mentioned about me, like, dying, but, like, I would hate to, like, die.
I mean, I'd hope that you would not.
No, I meant like not even like I would hate to die, but like if I were to drive home tonight and get in a car accident, like shit, like you never know if I could die from that, or like one of my biggest fears is if I knew I was gonna die. Like that question, like, oh, would you rather see how you die or when you would die? I don't want to know either of that.
Facts.
Like that's terrifying.
I think that would be like psychological torture.
Literally, because if I knew I was gonna die this way, I'm gonna go the rest of my life avoiding trying to do that thing. While like if I knew when I was gonna die, that's like putting a timeline on my life.
Facts.
That's like a reason why I hate growing up too. Is people are like, oh, like when you're gonna be 30, you're gonna have your own family, you're gonna be doing this, and like in the end goal, I would like to be 30 with like maybe one kid on the way. But like that's like a timeline. Like you have to have all your dreams done by 30 or like a specific age. But like I've always heard 30 is like
all
the
that
deadline.
shit is so that
shit's so
does not
stupid.
mean anything because we all live like our own lives. So none of that shit matters. Like you could be the world's biggest streamer when you're like 58, for example.
Literally.
And like who gives a fuck? Like people might judge you up until that point. You might be 54. Hop on stream tonight and niggas will be like, bro, like give it up. But
pack it up, grandma.
That's what I'm saying. But the next year though, like that could be when you really it really don't matter. Like
it really don't matter. And like I kind of have a hard time like realizing that too, where it's like you don't have to be 19 and be exactly what you're doing. Like it would be cool to be the youngest, blah blah blah. But like it's gonna happen regardless of the age.
You
that
gotta
goes for
just
good things
believe
and
it.
bad things.
Facts. Well, that's real as fuck. Damn, bro, the time did go fast as shit. I'm not gonna lie,
crazy as shit.
Bro. That shit felt like a portal,
That was
bro.
2 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, damn, but It was a pleasure having you here. I'd like you to hop on for like a follow-up episode.
Yeah, I would love
think
to.
that'd be fire.
Yeah.
Um,
Do right now, fuck it. Just
Part
keep going.
two right now,
Part
Nate.
2. We could keep
But-
going for sure.
Nah, hell no. My storage is gonna tweak out on me. But Bet, I appreciate having you here. I didn't even mention this at the beginning of the episode, and I usually do, but the lore of me and Av is just like I mentioned it briefly, but like, bro, 6th grade, bro, and like
10 years.
that's what bro. So
Did your diss track on me.
and I made a diss track on her because she broke up with me in the most ruthless way possible.
Dude, it wasn't even that bad. Oh my god. It was over the
Bro.
Instagram DMs.
over
I was
IG DMs, and it was just so nonchalant.
Do you remember when we would text and it would be in like your comments of your YouTube
I
videos
told,
because
I
you
told
didn't
Giselle
have a
about
phone?
that. I told Giselle about that. That's so embarrassing.
Or like the emails.
That's what I'm. Oh my god, bro. The email, bro. Hit me on my email. I'm spending game on the email. Nah.
I don't even remember your email. I'm pretty sure it was moses@mc@icloud.com.
iCloud.
Was
I
it
never had a puss
Gmail?
at iCloud.
Dude,
No,
I
it
use
was.
iCloud.
I could probably like. I don't even want to look back on this shit. So I
That'd
ain't
be
gonna
crazy
lie,
cringe.
but I'm glad that we have that much time together because
Even
no
if we
matter
weren't
no matter
friends.
how facts. Even there was periods where we weren't like cool and stuff, but
This period was where I hated you. I thought you were so annoying.
there was multiple. Like it was like very much on and off. But I'm always gonna appreciate the memory of you just being like a middle school figure in my life. So, and now I can appreciate this video and be like, damn, like if she hates me in the next 6 months, this was a moment where it was good. Like
The
this
last
is a moment where
moment it was good.
Jesus Christ, bro. I'd look back on this crying and shit. Like, damn, I lost a friend, bro.
Dude, imagine if I'm like dead and you're like, Av,
Bro, I
you
ain't
gotta
gonna lie.
post this video.
I was thinking about that when you were talking about getting in a crash. You better not get in a crash.
I'm gonna
now.
knock on wood. You don't have any nearby, but
The floor.
oh fuck, knock on the wood.
But I hope you don't pass it. I did think about that. I was like, bro, I'm gonna be rewatching
It
this
was
shit,
cool.
crying my eyes out. But again, thank you for being here. This is fucking Plutonya Talk, hosted by the legend, the one and only Yvng MC and
Yvng
Avena.
MC.
And yeah, man, I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Thank y'all for tapping in. We out. How does it feel?
It feels really good.
Bro, I was so mad to hear that timer, bro. And it was
Dude,
like the
that shit
worst
pissed me
question,
off.
bro. I was
Yeah.
like, bro.